up, down, what?
Do some hand movements. That's good. Put your head down. Not that far, but that's cool.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dine In with Derion. We have something very special in store for you today. Y'all thought I was gonna leave you hanging with just collard greens? No, I had to bring it on back. On today's episode, we'll be having cornbread. Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
An all-new series that captures the essence of traditional Southern and classic meals, bringing families together with tried and true recipes passed down from one generation to the next. So pull up a chair and join me. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do before we get into the ingredients, we're gonna go ahead and preheat our oven. Today's cook temperature is gonna be 400. Again, we're doing cornbread, so while we're mixing up our recipe, our ingredients, right, that'll be warming up for us. All right, so the ingredients that we have today is butter. We're gonna use a little milk, some honey, 1 egg, because we're not making a lot of cornbread today, some sour cream, some oil. It doesn't have to be canola. It can be vegetable, whatever oil of your choice. A little mayonnaise, and then here we have our Martha White. I didn't have the actual box because I poured it all in my jar here. But Martha White cornmeal, we're gonna use a little flour and then some sugar. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, before I actually get into mixing up my ingredients, I'm gonna grease my pan down. And then I'm gonna place this in the oven while it is preheating, right? So I'm gonna get my pan all greased down. I'm just gonna pour this excess oil into the dish where I'm gonna be mixing up my cornbread, which is not a lot, right? Okay, first, and I'm just gonna use this measuring cup. I'm not actually measuring, and I'm gonna tell y'all about that, right? So, Southern, what can I call it? Soul food cooking, I guess. Yeah, we don't measure with soul food cooking. So I'm using this measuring cup, but I'm not actually using it to measure. I'm just using like to scoop my ingredients, what I have over here in my jar, right? I could just shake it out, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna start with my cornmeal. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my cornmeal. I'm just gonna dump some in here. Again, I'm not even filling this up again because I'm not measuring. Dumping a little more of that in there. Y'all see, that's about how much I have. And I'm gonna move right over to my flour. I always use more cornmeal than I do flour. If y'all actually like need measurements, I probably could like measure it out. And again, I'm just going with just a little slight layer of flour because I don't want it to be a flour-based bread as if it was like bread that you actually make that we eat with sandwiches. So I'm using just a little bit of flour. Cornmeal is more of your base for cornbread, right? Cornmeal, cornbread. And then, what's a good cornbread without sugar? And I'm just gonna sprinkle some of this sugar in here. This is gonna give us a little sweetness. And that's about it, right? Actually, no, I'm gonna go in with a little more of my cornmeal because this doesn't look like enough for me, what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna just go in with a little bit more of that. So cool, that's our mixture. All right, I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna melt this butter because I want it to mix in pretty smooth. So I'm gonna put this on for about 30 seconds. While that's melting, I'm gonna crack 1 egg. Cornbread is pretty simple, y'all. Very fast to put together as well. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna use a little bit of mayo. This is optional. And the reason I say that is because mayo's base is egg. So mayo ain't nothing really but egg that's been beat until it turned to mayo. All right, I got that butter melted down. I'm gonna just go right on top of all this with my butter. And then if you want a light, fluffy cornbread, this is a secret that I learned from a good friend of Ray. She's an African from Liberia, if I'm not mistaken. But man, the best cornbread that I have ever eaten was from this girl. And I was like, hey, what do you do to that cornbread? Never heard of it in my life, right? But she puts sour cream in her cornbread and it gives it more of a lighter texture, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna just go in with a little bit of sour cream, probably about a tablespoon if you were to say, if any measurements. All right, and then one of our last 2 ingredients is gonna be honey. I'm gonna go right in with some honey on top of this mixture. Not too much. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna go in with my milk. This is gonna be kind of what our binder, if per se. I always wanna start with just a little bit of milk. Why? Because I don't wanna get my cornbread too soupy. I'm gonna mix that up. Again, combining everything. And then I'm gonna just add my milk little by little. Right before it comes to a loose consistency, right? But we're gonna bake about 20 to 25 minutes. And you can check around about the 20-minute mark. Okay, what I'm gonna do with this little bit of bread, and this is kind of like a little extra for y'all, right? Back in my childhood days, right? My grandma, my mom would do cornbread that looks like pancakes, right? And they called it, from where I'm from, Southwest Georgia, Barwick, Georgia. Look it up, we say Barwick. But Barwick, Georgia, they call this a bastard bread. Y'all might say, why did your aunt or your grandma, my great aunts, and my grandma, and even my mom call it bastard bread? I have no clue. But my educated guess would be this here. Y'all see this pan? Everybody know what a bastard is, right? If you don't know what a bastard is somebody who ain't got no daddy. Okay, cool. Going back to my country roots. If I had to guess what mama and auntie and grandma was talking about, I would guess that this the mama. This pan is the mama, right? When I put it in there, that's where it's baking at. Where the daddy? AKA bastard bread. This bread ain't got no daddy. But this, people, is bastard bread, AKA hot water cornbread, AKA hoe cakes. Y'all see how pretty it is on the inside? Steam still coming from it. And I'm gonna go ahead and sample it right here while we're waiting on the other cornbread to come out the oven. So I'm gonna take it out, go right there, and then immediately y'all see that with that 400 degrees temperature, about 18 minutes, it's already brown on top, so you don't have to put the broiler on. But I'm gonna go straight on top with my butter. Very last thing I do with my cornbread, I'm finna shine them up a little more with this honey. And I'm gonna just go across and drizzle. And then it's ready to eat. This cornbread is ready, baby. Taste test time. So I've already pre-cut my cornbread. As y'all can see, still steaming hot, baby. I'm gonna go on and slide that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into this and give y'all. What collard green is that? What's collard green? Man.
How does it taste?
Amazing, y'all. It might have looked like a lot of sugar, but I can barely even taste the sugar. It's just a hint of sugar. A hint of sweetness to go along with those salty, savory collard greens. Perfect balance, perfect mix. Thanks for joining. Again, like, comment, and subscribe for more exclusive content. Until next time, see you in the next episode of Dining with Derion. Peace.